Hey guys, how's it going? BCHD here and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are back with the Portugal U19 Euro Champions video in FIFA 18 career mode. This video was supposed to come out when they actually won the thing 2 weeks ago against my home nation Italy 4-3 in extra time, but I did end up getting so sick, so I couldn't end up recording or commentating any videos. So now my Euro Under-19 videos are coming out. We got Portugal and Italy both this weekend. So let's get straight into the Under-19 Euro Champions, Portugal. We've decided to put them with Wolves, as we all know. Wolves have signed so many young Portuguese players. It is not funny. They are signing so many Portuguese along with Jorge Mendes, getting them some good Portuguese young players. So it would be fitting to put the Under-19 Euro Portuguese champions into Wolverhampton Wanderers to see if they can get promoted to the Premier League like they did in real life, and to see if they can stay in the Premier League. As we go into this team, we start off at striker with Rui Pedro, as we go into the 17-year-old centre attacking midfielder Quina from West Ham, 62 rated in the game. But there's something funny with this Portuguese side as we move on to Queiroz. I know I've butchered half of these names. 65 rated centre back, 18 years old, from Portugal, the captain of this side, one of the best players in this team as well. We move on to Vinagre, the left wing back. He actually plays for Wolves, so I didn't have to add him into the team. He was already in there. 67 rated, 18 years of age, left wing back. So he's actually a very decent player and did get a lot of game time in the Under-19 Euros. He's speed, stuff, flair, and technical dribbler. So he's a very established player in real life. As we move on to Gomes from Liverpool, 59 rated striker. Not that great, but he is got a lot of room to grow and can play on both flanks as well. So he's a very decent addition to the team. But this team, because there's no Portuguese second division, there's only 4 players from the actual Under-19 squad that competed in the Under-19 Euro finals that are in FIFA. So I've gone to have to add all the Under-19 Portugal Euro players. So I'm going to have a picture on the right hand side to show you what actual players were in FIFA 18 and what players I have to add. So we've added the new Diego Dalot from Manchester United, Pereira, the 69 rated right back, De Silva Lopez there from Peterborough, I'm pretty sure he's from, 67 rated right mid, 18 years of age. We've added Tavares, striker, Neto, another striker, Sousa, a nice left back there, Gomes was already in the team there, Jordao on loan to Lazio, Goncalves, I'm pretty sure, Rui Pedro, Leao, and our right mid Xadas. I'm pretty sure I've butchered half of these Portuguese names. I'm sorry guys. I'm usually good with the Italian names, not the Portuguese names. But our first season in the championship actually is over. As we get into the championship playoffs, we're going to simulate this one and see how we go against Aston Villa. But hopefully you guys understand that only 4 of the players that were actually in the Under-19 Portugal Euro squad were in FIFA, which is quite sad to see. And some people say it's because the Under-19 Portugal team, half of them were in the second division of Portugal, which isn't in FIFA. So that means the players aren't going to be in FIFA as well. So unlike that with the Italy video, a lot of players were from Serie B, and the Serie B is in FIFA 18, which means a lot of the players are actually in FIFA, which made it for a better video because half of the players were actually in FIFA. As we get a 2-2 draw here, and we end up losing 3-4 on penalties here. Didn't really commentate over that one, but we get denied promotion to the Premier League as Aston Villa, unlike in real life, get promoted to the Premier League. Rui Pedro gets a goal there, but our first season in the championship, Nuno Macedo, 65 rated player, grew a bit, got 16 appearances with 3 clean sheets. We move on to Pedro Pereira, growing up to a 62, 1 goal and 2 assists. Move on to Diego Dalot, the new Manchester United signing, getting a goal there in 21 games. Diogo Queiroz, our main centre back, getting a few games there. As we move on down to Andre Sousa, our backup left back, getting 5 games, not really having much of an impact, as Vinagre was our main left back there with 3 goals and 1 assist. So very decent season from him. as we do have Ruben Neves there in there as well, getting a few games. Da Silva Lopez, 70 rated, 3 goals and 3 assists, so very decent from him. Bruno Xadas, one of our best players, 33 games, 7 goals and 1 assist, so a standout season from him. Bruno Jordao on loan from in Lazio in real life, getting 5 games. Fernandez getting 6 games, 6 goals and 3 assists, getting 30 games from central midfielder. Similar to Kasama, getting 6 games and 2 assists. Concalves getting not much game time there, but he did grow a bit. We move on to Domingos Quina from West Ham, 33 games, 2 goals and 1 assist, so he did get a lot of playing time in that centre attacking midfield roles. We move on to Rafael Leal from Sporting Lisbon, getting 4 goals in 15 games, growing up to a 72. Rui Pedro, our main striker, getting 7 goals and 1 assist, 23 games, not as many goals as I thought he would get, but Tony Gomes did grow 3 there, even though he didn't play a game. We move on to Neto, our backup striker, getting 1 game in there, not much. But yeah, we did end up getting Ronaldo Tavares 2 games as well. Diego Jota did have a decent season there as well, but as the seasons go on, the under-19s will be more dependent on themselves and not rely on the other players in the team as much. As we move on to the second season, and this season the Wolves did get promoted. Pedro Pereira, 74 rated, grew 2, getting 17 games in. As we move up into Diego Dalot, did get injured in the season, did end up getting a goal in 17 games. Macedo only getting 4 games in there, did end up getting injured, so hopefully he does improve next season. He did get a few overall bonuses, but we're going to move on our way up. Tony Gomes here, 65 rated now, only got 2 games in, but as long as he did get a few games, it's alright. Ronaldo Tavares did get 14 games and 1 goal to show for it. We move on to Rui Pedro, our main striker, getting 19 games in there, 6 goals and 1 assist, moving up to a 75 rated, along with Rafael Leal coming in the left midfielder spot here. 37 games, 6 goals and 6 assists, so one of our main performers, along with Pedro Neto coming off the bench, getting 2 games in. Domingos Quina, 69 rated now, getting 18 games and 3 goals to show for it in that centre attacking midfield spot. Did have a decent season for him, as he's trying to break out into the team. He actually does have a real face in the game, which is surprising. Jedson Fernandez from the centre mid spot, easily one of our best players in the season, getting up to a 76 rated, 14 goals and 1 assist in 47 league appearances. What a man. As we move on to Kasama, 69 rated, didn't get any game time and therefore didn't get any goals or any assists, along with Concalves there. Jordao didn't either, but it's Leandro da Silva Lopez getting up to a 73 rated, 20 games, 2 goals and 8 assists. So we move on to Bruno Xadas there, up to a 79, nearly our first 80 rated player, 19 games, 7 goals and 1 assist there. Ruben Neves did get a lot of games in there. As we move on to Susan Vinagre, did have decent seasons as well. So the team is now ready for the Premier League, as we finished our 3rd season, the first season in the Premier League. Let's see how the Wolves have done. Have they survived? Have the under-19s survived their first season in the Premier League? We're going to have a look and see how they've done in the Premier League, and it looks like they've survived from the skin of their teeth. 35 points, getting 9 wins, 8 draws and 21 losses, ending up getting 35 points, 5 points under the 40 threshold of safety there. And Southampton, Crystal Palace and Newcastle are all going back down to the Championship, as we survived by 2 points. We ended up beating West Ham 2-1 on the final day to stay afloat in the Premier League. So we end up getting another shot at the Premier League to see if we can do any better. Maybe aim for mid-table with this young under-19 Euro champions from Portugal. We're going to have a look to see how they did in the season with all their game time in the Premier League. this is how they did in terms of growth. Tavares there, Ronaldo Tavares, we're going to start off with 11 games. Didn't get a goal or assist, but did grow to a 76 rated striker. So he's looking to be a decent striker. Unlike Pedro Neto, not getting that much game time over these seasons, as well as Tony Gomes. He's grown to a 68 rated though, so very decent from him. Rafael Leal going to a 77. Getting 17 games in there and 1 goal. Rui Pedro, our main striker, getting 36 games in there, 10 goals and 5 assists. So a very nice season from Rui Pedro, getting his breakout season there. We move on to Domingos Quina, 71 rated now, getting 15 games and 1 goal, so he could have done a bit better there, but he did have a decent season. Jedson Fernandez, another great season from him, 30 games, 5 goals and 1 assist. Couldn't quite replicate last season, but he had a great season in his first time in the Premier League. We move on. Jordao and Gonzalez, again, didn't get any game time there. Both getting no game time, therefore no goals. Did grow a bit though, so very decent. Jordao did grow despite getting no game time, which is unfortunate, but it's the way the cookie crumbles. Pedro Goncalves did grow as well, but didn't get any game time, unfortunately. But that's just the way things are in football. As we move on to Moreto Kasama, going to a 72 there, 20 games, 5 goals and 2 assists. Decent showing from the centre midfielder. And our main man, Bruno Xadas, going to an 81 rated, our highest rated player in the team, getting 7 goals and 3 assists in 36 appearances in the Premier League. A very decent start to life in the Premier League for him. The 22-year-old enjoying life at Wolves and along with his under-19 Portuguese mates. As we move on to Leandro da Silva Lopez, going up to a 75, still only 21 years of age, 27 appearances, getting 3 goals, no assist to show for it, unfortunately. Ruben Neves there getting a few appearances, as well as Ruben Vinagre, 75 rated now, 1 goal and 2 assists. Our attacking left wing back, along with our backup left back, Andre Sousa there, 69 rated, 9 appearances in the Premier League. Our main man centre back, 71 rated Quiros, getting 18 appearances, no goals though to show for it, no assists. Diego Dalot did get a goal here in 25 games, so decent from him. He's now up to a 76. Been playing him at centre back. Pedro Pereira up to a 76 as well, 16 appearances for the men. As we move on to our keeper, 68 rated Macedo, and our backup goalkeeper actually getting a few more games in there, as Macedo did get injured in the season, so we did have to go out and get a under-19 Portuguese keeper to fill the boots and be the substitute on the bench just in case Macedo did get injured. As we move on, we are going to go into our second season in the Premier League. Let's see if we can maybe aim for mid-table, hopefully survive this second most brutal season of the Premier League. Let's see how the boys did, and it looks like it was a bit more comfortable than, no, it's the same. We finished 1 higher than last season, but it's the same in terms of points difference. We did beat the drop by 2 points 2 seasons in a row. Leeds United, West Ham and Watford all relegated to the Championship, as us and Huddersfield survived by the skin of our teeth. Huddersfield surviving by a point, and Wolves, the under-19 Portuguese Euro champions, surviving by 2 points for 2 seasons in a row. Now let's see how the team did in their second season in the Premier League. Let's see who were the main performers, who were the main players that grew and contributed to us staying in the Premier League for the second season in a row. The main changes here: Jedson Fernandez, another outstanding season from the centre mid, growing 3. Quina grew 3 there as well, going up to a 74, as well as Pedro Pereira, our ever reliable right back, as well as Diego Dalot growing 2, Andre Sousa, our backup left back, growing 2, Ruben Vinagre growing 2 as well, Moreto Kasama in there as well, our hardworking centre mid. Goncalves grew 2 in there as well as Jordao. Ronaldo Tavares, 78 rated now, and Rafael Leal, our second rated, 80 rated player. Rui Pedro in there growing 2 as well. Neto and Gomes growing 2, and Macedo, our goalkeeper, growing 1 there as well. So of course, there's a lot of growth going all across the table here for this under-19 Wolves Portuguese side. Xadas growing 1 there as well, as well as Da Silva Lopez getting to a 77, were our top performers of the season. Rui Pedro, our main man striker, 79 rated now, getting 17 goals and 2 assists in 40 games. So he's finally stepped up to the plate. The 23-year-old getting some decent goals in there for us, hitting double digits finally, as well as the main man Bruno Xadas there on the right midfielder spot, I should say. 41 games, played a lot of games, 15 goals and 6 assists. So as well as scoring goals, he did end up creating goals from the right mid. And surprisingly, Ruben Vinagre, our left wing back, our attacking left back, getting 38 games in there, 7 goals and 4 assists. Leao getting 4 goals and 8 assists, I believe. 4 goals and no assists, sorry. Da Silva Lopez in there getting 29 games, 2 goals and 3 assists. Jedson Fernandez with another great season, growing 3, getting 41 games as well, 2 goals and 5 assists. So this Portuguese side are showing very, very good signs. Moreta Kasama in there as well, getting a few games in, as well as Quina and Jordao putting in the work in this second Premier League season. So the under-19s have survived the second Premier League season. They're growing all over the park. The main contributors are absolutely killing it and are gems in career mode to pick up. So I recommend you guys look into some under-19 Portuguese Euro talent, as they are proving to be such great growers and developers in FIFA 18 career mode. Hope you guys did enjoy, even though the video came out a bit late, the under-19 Portugal Euro Champions special. Hope you guys did enjoy. Smack a like on the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe for some more FIFA 18 career mode content. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys on the very next video.